Justice Clarence Thomas's recognition of historical tradition as being a prerequisite to gun laws has come through again. Now, recently, in a case called Fraser versus ATF, Robert E. Payne, a judge on the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia, struck down a federal law that bans licensed firearms dealers from selling handguns to people under 21. The government argued that 18 to 20-year-old Americans are not part of the people whose right to keep and bear arms is guaranteed by the Second Amendment. But the Supreme Court had already said years ago that the people protected by the Second Amendment are the same people whose rights are protected by the First and Fourth Amendments, because that term for the people refers to a class of persons who are part of a national community. This is likely to turn into a lengthy court battle, but thanks to the recent Bruin decision, courts are now forced to recognize historical tradition when deciding Second Amendment-related cases. Since 1968, the federal government has barred firearm dealers from selling handguns to anyone under 21. The judge said prohibitions on the rights of 18 to 20-year-olds to purchase handguns are not supported by our nation's history and tradition. The gun grabbers will often say that the Second Amendment only relates to the time of our founding. Well, let's not forget that during the Revolutionary War, the exact time of our founding, people as young as 16 years old, maybe even younger, were known to have carried firearms and fought for our country's independence and freedom. It would seem the anti-gun crowd doesn't want to recognize young adults from the age of 18 through 20 when it comes to their God-given right to own a gun, unless that 18-year-old is going to fight in a war to defend the gun grabber's freedom. In his decision, Judge Payne also said the historical sources show that at the time surrounding ratification of the Second Amendment, 16 or 18 was the age of majority for militia service throughout the nation. The irony of it all is that the people who are claiming that 16-year-olds have the cognitive ability to make voting decisions and children younger than that have the wisdom and maturity to alter their bodies through hormone therapy and gender reconstruction surgery are the same people who are trying to block 20-year-old adults from owning a handgun. Is this really about safety? Or is it more about keeping people vulnerable and dependent through gun control and restricting militia-age citizens from gun ownership? Thanks for watching Bullet Points. I'm Dan Wos for Gun Owners Foundation. You can find more Second Amendment content and updates at gunowners.com.